After a long 2 days of riding, we're here at Laguna Seca for the MotoGP weekend. We're here at the Rockstar Makita Suzuki tent. You got Tommy Hayden, Blake Young's Superbikes. You got Nicky Hayden over there watching his brother's race on the big screen. Chris Ulrich heading down to the Kawasaki tent to see what kind of similarities there are between the Concours 14 I rode up here and the Superbikes that are out on track right now. And believe it or not, there's more similarities than you might think. So I'm here with Jeff Herzog from Kawasaki. Jeff, we rode the Concours 14 here to the races. So tell us the similarities between the Superbike and the Concours.
Well, they both share traction control, but it's two different types of TC. The one for the Concours is made more for the touring rider in a straight up and down position. You know, if they hit sand, or it's more for the road going type of safety issues. And this one's made for all out performance. You know, lean all the way over, get on the gas early, and control the slide. But that whole performance DNA carries through on both models. The Concours, from the beginning, the accent was on the sport part of the sport touring, and that's still there, but we've added some of the creature comforts like heated grips and the adjustable windscreen. But it's basically still more for the sporting type guy that's not looking for the full luxury cruise. It's a comfortable bike to ride, but it's got the performance in there. So if you want to do more of a sportier ride with it, you can get that done at a much lower price point.
Not to be outdone, the BMW matches the Concours' electrically adjustable windshield and heated grips, and adds to it a multi-controller wheel, standard cruise control, an info screen, plus a heated seat. Keeps you warm. Particularly appealing is the next optional package upgrade called the standard package for some reason, and that brings you electronic suspension adjustment, which is really a dynamic feature of a sport touring motorcycle. Lets you have it nice and plush when you need it, and then nice and firm when you're going to be doing some sport riding. And it also adds the adaptive headlight and traction control. Traction control is standard on the Concours, but you need the optional upgrade to get it on the BMW. And that's not an insignificant upgrade on the BMW. That costs you $23,000. And when you're getting that kind of money, that's a whole lot of difference from the Kawasaki. Yep. All right, Troy, this is kind of like a weird comparison because the price differences are so huge.
Very true. I mean, you've got the $15,000, almost $600 Kawasaki Concours, and this K16 GT with all of the features it has is darn near about $9,000 more than the Concours. So how do they stack up?
So the Kawasaki Concours 14, it's a really competent sport touring bike. The electrically adjustable windscreen, it's got good power, it's very comfortable, but it does have more vibration than the BMW, and it doesn't steer as light. What do you think?
That's very true. I mean, on its own, the Concours is a great motorcycle. I mean, it's got the ZX14 engine, which is, as we know, really powerful and strong. It's pretty comfy for this long ride we've been on. Saddlebags hold a lot. Pretty cool motorcycle. But it does steer kind of heavy, and that never really sat well with me. And the linked brakes on the Kawasaki also just interfere too much. Especially when I'm trail braking for a turn. Kind of just dab the rear brake and it dives into the turn, and it kind of spooked me out a couple of times. But all in all, good motorcycle, but in the company of the BMW K16 GT, it's kind of out of its league.
Yeah, you can tell this is the new motorcycle of the group. Great features, great handling. It's surprising, this weighs about 30 or so pounds more than the Concours, and yet by its steering feel, you'd figure it was 100 pounds lighter, because the Concours does steer surprisingly heavy. Maybe the 190/55 tire instead of the 190/50 would help improve things, but still, it's in a different league.
And I mean, there's just more features on the BMW as well, and they all work.
Yeah, but a lot of those features you gotta pay for.
True. So at the end of the day, what's your call, Kevin?
Well, I tell you, if I was a richer man than I am, it would definitely be the BMW. It is the superior motorcycle of these two. But is it worth 33% more than the Concours, or even almost, I don't know, 45% more? No, the Concours is a great bike on its own.
Not to agree. I mean, for 15.6, the Concours is a great buy if sport touring and going across the country is your ideal time.